Welcome to the Grease Monkey Glory Podcast, where you come to find out all about the amazing automotive technology students at the Columbia Area Career Center. Stay tuned to find out why they are so passionate about their future careers as automotive technicians.
Without further ado, welcome to the Grease Monkey Glory Podcast. I'm joined here today with my good buddy Asher Kempf, who is in this class with me at the Columbia Area Career Center Automotive Program. It's a lot. And I'm joined here also by Brandon Qualls, the founder of Como Car Culture, a car club here in Columbia, Missouri. And I'm really excited to kind of get into some things about the car community in Columbia and the importance of it and what it really means to people to have a car culture. Would you like to give a little bit of an introduction of yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Brandon Qualls. I'm the president and co-founder of Como Car Culture. Samrith Lim will be the other one. He's actually at a Comic-Con today, so that's pretty cool. So he wasn't able to make it with us, but he's an awesome guy. Como Car Culture was founded in 2013. I can't remember what restaurant, but there was 5 of us, and we had a car club called Show Me Fresh because the Show Me State, and we all thought our cars were fresh. Show Me Fresh. And we had like a Facebook group, and it's supposed to be, so Como Car Culture isn't actually a club. It's more of a community, but it seems like a club because like, you know, people have like clothing and decals and like we kind of expanded that kind of stuff, but it was supposed to be a car club, right? So a car club's only supposed to be a certain amount of members. You're supposed to have stipulations to join. It's just, but we had this guy, a good friend of ours, his name's Michael Pack, and he just kept adding all these people, and he was like, dude, he's got a dope car, so I'm just going to add him. And I was like, but he's not in the club, right? So I was like, he's not in the club. I don't even know who this person is. And then it kind of blossomed into what Como Car Culture kind of was preliminary.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really interesting to hear the differences between just a club and a community, you know, and to get into how, I don't know, how a community has more of a chance to blossom because it's a little more free, you know, and everyone gets a little bit more of a share, you know, of more of a chance to share their thoughts and their cars in this case, you know, whereas a club might be, like you said, have a little bit more rules or stipulations, you know. Let's see. Asher, do you have anything to...
No, I was just gonna say, so with the the car community, and it's like I've seen where people have these groups, but they only keep to that group, and it's nice to see that you expand out, and it's like, who are all these people being joined? And, it's a little overwhelming at first, but then you look back and say, I have this group of people that have the same like mind as me that enjoy the things that I enjoy. So it's like you can reach outside of that, that little, you could say inner circle, and see what's on the outside and see, there's so much more. Sometimes a group or, it's just something we like. We just need to look at different perspectives.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I just kind of expand on that. I feel like the difference between the car community and a car club is like a car club is like more of a niche. Like everybody mods cars different. Like you got like JDM cars, you got like muscle cars, and then like you branch out from there and you got like I don't know, like your off-road style people, and then you have like your stance guys, and then you have like your proper builds. Like, there's just so many things. You guys are in the car, so you see it all the time. So most of the time, like car clubs are like geared towards a certain niche, and like everybody in that group is like-minded, but they are another puzzle piece in the car community in general, and then the car community is like everybody. Me personally, in our philosophy at Como Car Culture, you guys are on the page, and you see some of the things that go on, but ultimately we want everybody to feel like they can be involved and be a part of that, because cars is what brings us all together, and that's why we're there in the first place, regardless of everything else that people talk about or the side chatter. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as a community, what are some of the things that Como Car Culture goes out and does?
So one thing that we do is we have weekly meets. Me personally, I haven't been great at going to those lately because of my career and my child, but I'd definitely like to get out more. But the weekly meets, so those are just meet and greets. You know, most of the time people like get dinner first, and then we all join up and meet at a certain meet spot, and then we just hang out and talk and just BS pretty much. I will say, even though Como car culture is a car community, it's definitely clicked up in some ways as well because that just naturally happens. But I mean, if you come to a meet and you feel like you're by yourself, I just challenge you to go stand in a circle of people and talk to them because they're not gonna push you away or say anything. Like people say things on the internet, but that doesn't mean that's how it is. You know, when you get in person, I know sometimes Como car culture can be scary. I would say. But the in-person interactions have always been very wholesome and real. A lot of things that we've done have been geared towards charity. So we've done a lot of charity, done a lot of donations. I mean, the car show that we do for you guys, obviously is for a purpose. And then we've done other charities for like cancer research. We've done charities for members before that are in hard times or in need. We help organize things. But really, it's just about getting people together and like loving the car community. That's really what we want at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, man, that going back to what you said about going into a circle and just starting a conversation and you won't be pushed out.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people out there who don't understand just how powerful that really is. You know, that sense of you can walk into this place and not know a single person there, and you can leave knowing everybody's name, knowing where everyone's from, you know, and just feeling good about yourself, feeling like you have a sense of unity and you belong. And I mean,
Yeah.
all it takes for that is a little piece of metal with 4 tires.
Yeah. That's,
You know, it's crazy. And
it's crazy, dude.
It's so easy to just take that little step and get in because you can go into this world knowing nothing and you can still belong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have a little bit of a willingness to adapt and learn and listen, you know, because everyone has something different to say when it comes to vehicles, you know, and so there's such a uniqueness to it, and it's something that I think a lot of people are really, really missing out on, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to be a master mechanic to enjoy talking cars with your buddies, you know?
No.
And I think that's what's really cool about what you guys have built over at Como Car Culture is that everyone's welcome there, you know? Everyone's allowed to enjoy themselves and feel comfortable and safe in that environment.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, yeah. I mean, like I said, the internet is what it is, but, you know, everybody should be proud of the car that they can build. Everyone's not going to agree with your build. Everyone's not going to like your build, but you have to be okay with that because, you know, everyone's not going to like who you are, necessarily who you are as a person. That's just part of, you know, life. But the coolest thing about Como car culture is there's so many people that I know that like moved to Columbia or, you know, when they got out of high school, your friends dispersed. Like you guys are going to experience this soon. Your friends are going to disperse. They're going to go to college. They're going to move other places. They're going to have other interests. They're going to do other things. But, you know, the people that you meet in this community, there's a lot of people that moved here and their friends are from Como car culture. Like that's who they hang out with. Like that's
Awesome, man.
those are their best friends now. Those are their friends groups. They live together now. Like they do things and it's just so crazy. But, you know, when cars, it's so important because everything's so unique. There's so many different things that you can do. You should just be proud of your build, you know, no matter how much money you have or what mods you have. Like, there's other people that are like you, I promise. And you should want to be with someone or friends with someone or talk to someone that has a nicer car than you so you can learn if that's what you aspire to do. But you should never, you know, shy away or feel like you're an outcast just because you don't have like the nicest car. I mean, I don't care if you have a piece of crap, you should still come to a meet because it's awesome. Like,
I think something big with when it comes to owning a vehicle, especially whenever you have aspirations of modding it or making it your dream, is don't look at what other people have and necessarily wish for that. Look at what other people have and try and figure out, okay, how can I have that too? How can I have that, but make it my way, make it cooler?
yeah,
You know, that's something that's a very big thing because once you do that and once you start following that, you'll have so much more fun.
so much more fun.
You'll be doing it for you, and you'll be
Yes.
doing your dream. You won't be trying to take someone else's dream or wishing you had someone else's dream. You'll be living in your dream, And that's
Yes.
an incredible feeling.
It is. And modding a car is an art to me. I mean, it's an expression of
Absolutely.
yourself. I mean, it's the wheels you want, it's the tires you want, it's the suspension you want. You know, it's the feel that you want for your car. You know, it's everything. The performance, how it looks, it's an expression of yourself.
It's your personality to an
It is.
extent, you know, it really can be.
Yeah.
And going off that, when you go and put yourself in those circles, you end up sometimes learning something. You won't
Yeah.
walk away with nothing,
Right.
right? And it just takes in those bigger circles of, I don't really know what to go. Just hop in somewhere. You might learn something. And sometimes, like you said, it gives that aspiration to now go add something to your vehicle that you didn't think you did or wanted, but you see it on someone else's vehicle and you're like, and you sit in that circle and see what they did with it. And you're like, oh, like I want to do that now. I want to put that little, that little spin on it for my personal liking to my vehicle.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that cars are obviously amazing. There's so many different things that you can do with them and so much that you can learn from other people. It just makes the experience more rewarding. And like being the co-founder and the president of this thing, like I didn't do it so people knew who I was or to think that I'm cool. Like I just did it so people could be like, man, I have a place that I can go with other people that are like me so I can figure out whatever it is that I want to do. Or, I live here, I'm local, so I can get together with these people. Obviously, St. Louis and Kansas City and even Springfield, like they have bigger events than we can have and those kind of things due to infrastructure and how those cities are set up because they're much bigger. But, if you have things that you want to do here in Central Missouri, there's definitely a place for it. So that was the biggest thing.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely. So how have you seen the culture grow over the years? You said you started in 2013, it's 2023. Have you seen that culture grow over those years? And with people, have you seen like people have started to come out a little more than they did in the beginning with mods and cars? Or was it like, how was the progression of that culture kind of show to what it is today?
That's a good question. So before, we would have meets. There was meets always. So when I was in high school, I'm showing my age here, I'm 32, but when I was in high school, there actually used to be a Sonic on Business Loop right across the street from Hickman High School. And everybody used to go there on the weekends to hang out. And we would cruise the loop and we would go back and forth. And everyone would park at Sonic. We would get food. We would hang out. We would talk. And like that was the meet spot. Then Sonic got shut down and that kind of went away. We didn't really have anywhere to go. Then people started meeting up at Andy's on the south side of town. A lot of people used to go to Andy's, and there was so many cars, and we would just piss people off because all the people just trying to get ice cream like couldn't park there. We would park our cars like all around, like on the street, and we would take up that whole area every Wednesday night, and then sometimes on the weekend. And then that kind of went away because, let's be honest, car enthusiasts, we do bad things sometimes.
It's like that way again today, though, man.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
back. It's back.
It's never been gone. So people make poor decisions. That's a part of it. So we kind of got kicked out of that meat spot. Kind of went away. So then we were like in limbo, and like you'd see all these nice cars around. Like, dang, I don't even know that guy. Like, who's that guy? But I like know all these other 50 car people that I've known for forever. But there's always these cars all around. And so then when Coleman Car Culture came out, there was like, man, my buddy, he should get on this page. And so you start adding them and adding them and adding them. And then like, I don't know, we had like 300 people, 500 people, 1,000 people. Now there's like 3,500 people on there. Like just people from St. Louis, people from Kansas City, people from Springfield, people that are friends of a friend that come around here. Like it's gone crazy for real. And like our events have gotten bigger and bigger. But the crazy part is there's a lot of room for growth and a lot of things that we haven't been able to achieve that we want to. So, I mean, even as big as it's gotten, there's still tons and tons of things that we want to do that we haven't been able to.
Do you actually have people that come down from St. Louis, Kansas City, Springfield that actually come here for some of those shows?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's a nice little ride. Unfortunately, Columbia's not as accommodating as some other places, but hey, we're working on it. There's a lot of roadblocks in Columbia, unfortunately, as far as like doing that kind of stuff. Like, not a lot of people want to let us use their property or, their infrastructure to host some of these meets like they do in other places, which is something that we've really, really been trying to figure out and work on so that we can do more cool stuff. Another thing about Colmar Car Culture as it's grown is at first it was like funded out of our own pocket. So me and the other admins of the page used to use our own money to do this. And then we were like, man, this is expensive. we're all growing in life and, doing our thing, but, infrastructure and like food trucks and like paying for where we're going to have the event and doing those kind of things cost money. So then we had this idea to reach out to like businesses that could sponsor us. So now we have a nice group of sponsors that donate money to us every year to help us for our cause, and in return we help promote their business. And so the cool part about that is like we have like realty company, other automotive businesses. One of them is a pharmacy. Like, so by them associating with us, we're like, hey, if you're a car enthusiast and you need medicine, like you need to go to Flo's Pharmacy. Like that's where you should go. That's who you should support because they support us. Or, if you're gonna buy a home, you should really buy a house from Scott. I'm like plugging names at this point. But you should really buy a house from Scott DeYoung because, he's a car guy and that's who you should buy a house from because he's one of us. So that's another opportunity that we've been able to do and connect with other businesses by doing this. So
Yeah, that's
Man.
awesome.
I was just about to offer a chance to plug some of those
Yeah,
sponsors.
I already
Actually,
plugged
I
it
was
in, but
gonna-
yeah. So we have, HXC Performance, Hansheim's been, big, and Galen's Auto Body has sponsored us for a long time, and some other businesses. So it's been great.
So am I assuming that you guys are trying to find land to just? Are you guys thinking about finding land just for like you guys to buy the land and just host, or do you like still want to rent out businesses and have those parking lots for the community wise?
I mean, we've talked about a bajillion things, honestly. A lot of things in Columbia is owned by Mizzou, so like there's a lot of like red tape there,
Yeah.
like hoops you got to jump through, and they have to find it valuable. And if it's not valuable for them, then they're not really forthcoming with letting you use that kind of stuff. But the Career Center for you guys, we've been using your pie. I mean, Jared really helped set that up, or Mr. Monroe, whatever you want to call him. We really helped with that. But I mean, they were open and they were like, yeah, you could use this, and they allow us to have that space and they're down for it. I know Cars and Coffee is doing stuff over there now, so yeah, Derek Heinrichsen, and he also owns Dr. Detail. He's a great guy, and he does stuff with Cars and Coffee there, and then with our car show. But like, if it's mutually beneficial, then I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it. Because we don't try to make any money in Como car culture. Like that's not what it's about. It's never been profitable. We just need to have the money that we need to have so that we can promote stuff and like do our events. But like, if the business or whoever it is can like gain from it, like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do car stuff. Like, I don't care if I make any money. So like, if you make money off of it, that's great. But like, we just really need this space and this infrastructure to be able to do what we need to do so that we can get together and have a good time.
And I think that does a great job going to show once again that all you need to bring car people together is a little metal box with 4 wheels on it.
That's it.
That's all you need, man.
I'm only here for the cars,
And-
not the money.
Not the money.
And just a chance to come together and maybe lay a little bit of rubber down in a safe environment where
Yeah.
people can just enjoy each other's companies and cars and just have a nice time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what we want, man. It's all about the cars. It's about the people. I mean, I have a lot of good friends in Como car culture. A lot of my close friends who are admins. Not all of my friends that I feel deemed would be worthy to be an admin. Like, you kind of have to be responsible. We kind of split up our roles. Like, we all pick different sponsors that we have relationships with that we communicate with each year. One of us is the event planner. Like, we all plan the events together, but one of us is the one that's like, okay, I'm looking at this park or this place, and this is what I'm doing. Or, one of us keeps track of the money, kind of like a treasurer. And then the other ones, we're kind of just like promoters. Some of us have more free time to get out to more meets and do different kind of things like that. So we really try to like split up the workload, and we communicate through a Discord channel, and that's how we keep in touch with each other, and we just keep it rocking.
Yeah, it's
It's
awesome. What's your like big overarching goal for this to go down the road? If you guys have future plans, what would be that big like? This is what we want to get 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road.
Oh man, this is a good question. I'm excited to tell you this. So Columbia is smack dab in the middle of the state, right?
Yes, sir.
So every other big car town or city that is available to us is about 2-hour drive, give or take, away from Columbia. So our goal from the beginning was to have one huge meet or event centrally located in Columbia.
Yeah.
So hasn't been able to happen yet. I just don't. I don't have a place to do it, but we just want to have one event. Like, I don't know, Missouri's weird because our climate's terrible. Like, you might like sweat to death in July, so it's like not a good time to like do it. But like sometime in the summer, like late spring, early summer, we would love to have like a centrally located meet where we can get tons of car enthusiasts from all over the state to travel here to have one huge meet. And just, you know, people meet everybody from everywhere and, you know, just have a nice time. If you have a business, you can throw up a tent and, like, I just want to kill it. Like, have a DJ, have music, have food trucks, have all these cars, and just kind of have, like, a crazy event. But, you know, it could spin off into many things. I mean, we could donate to charity. You know, we could have, like, a car show and donate to charity and, like, really make it a good cause. But, you know, 1320 has an event like that. In Kansas City, they always have that that event, the kickoff party for Streetcar Takeover. But like it's always in Kansas City or St. Louis, so I don't think Streetcar Takeover should come here because it's my idea. But it would be something like that, like you know, where we could have bounce houses, people want to bring their kids, just have a really fun event. I went to the last Streetcar Takeover kickoff party I went to. Was actually at Arrowhead Stadium, and it was insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was insane. They had like a two-step contest. They had all this cool stuff, and like we could definitely do that in Columbia. Columbia's a very nice city. Has a lot of nice restaurants. Has a lot of nice infrastructure. Because the schools here, there's a lot of hotels for people to stay. Like there would be a lot of stimulation to the economy if we can make this work. And there's events like this all over the country, but maybe it's me and I haven't worked hard enough, but I have not been able to crack that code on how we can make that happen.
Yeah, you would put Columbia on the map with that.
Yeah, I mean, put Colma car culture on the map, put Columbia on the map. Like, I just need it to happen one time so everybody can see how great it is. And then I feel like as long as I could keep everybody in line and, like, too much crazy street racing and stuff didn't happen, like, we could probably do it over and over again on an annual basis.
That's awesome because then you would, you know, having all these people and all these sponsors, it would really show, like, you know, the car community is not what, you know, people deem it as. You know, people look at car culture and say, you know, it's just a bunch of people who street race, get in trouble, you know, as you said, right? And it's like, you know, they build, in lack of a better term, some people are just pointless. Why would you put your money into that? Why would you do that? But it would show that, you know, how much people care and how much, you know, it's just a community. We're here to show up, have fun, sometimes show each other up, but in the end, just be a culture. And, you know, with that, if that was able to happen, it'd be so crazy because you would have people there like us students, you know, that don't have a ride like that, but we would just walk and just be amazed and have dreams and just look at it and be like, that's cool. That's something I want to have. And then talk to some of these people who are from St. Louis or Kansas City or even farther than that and say, how did you get into this? What did you do? You know, what are tips that you have? And it would just be such a wide variety of, you know, just opportunity for people.
Absolutely. I mean, I've lived that life before. I was once really young and sitting in your guys' seat, and, you know, the older that I get, the more money I just spend on my cars because, you know, you grow and you have a better career and you have more money and you can spend more money on your vehicle and you have more time to dedicate it, more knowledge, more time. And I'll tell you right now, every car enthusiast likes to talk about their car. Every car enthusiast, like, okay, I wouldn't say everyone, but most of them, if you're young and you're open-minded and you're willing to listen, they would really like to help you with what you're doing because you guys are the next generation of what we are, you know?
Yes,
and being 32, I'm like that weird age where, like, I'm not old, but I'm not, like, super young. Like, I'm just, like, in that right in the middle phase of people. So, like, I really understand. But one thing Como Car Culture hasn't been able to accomplish yet either is to get everybody. I feel like we've had a great mix of people, but, like, there's still some people that won't associate with us because they're like, oh, there's a bunch of young kids there, and I don't want my car a part of that, which is, I don't agree with that. And then,
pointless.
you know, there's people that are like, this is not the kind of event that I want to go to, so I would rather do something like a Cars and Coffee, which Cars and Coffee is a really prestigious name. They hold awesome events. The guy here in Columbia that does Cars and Coffee is an awesome guy, but I don't know. I just challenge those people to do something different.
Yeah.
You know, step out of your comfort zone and go do something else and experience more kinds of people or different kind of car enthusiasts than what you feel like you should just do because you have a really expensive exotic. So you can't go to Como Car Culture event. You can only go to Cars and Coffee, which is not true because we've had crazy exotics come to Como Car Culture events before, but there's definitely more of them and more of them that we would like to see, or more older guys with classics that would come out. Like we have some that will come out and they have a good time, but like we can't get the rest of them. So like we're just really trying to get everybody.
Yeah, because sometimes it seems that it goes with the human nature. It's a comparison game. How is this car or how is this item going to hold my reputation up? What is my reputation going to look like when I show up at car culture or whatever, right? And I think that's what holds people back sometimes, because it's like, I have this awesome car, I want to show up, and then when it comes time, it's like someone might have a better vehicle than me. I'm not going to be the best one there. I'm not going to be the most insane, but right. And I think that's what sometimes people hold back, because they're like, I don't feel either the need to show this off, or I'm afraid I'm going to get judged for what it is. When, as you said, you're such a diverse community that you're going to find somebody who likes your car and who's going to learn off your car. Right. And it's those times that we have to, sometimes get that message out more, like, hey, challenge them, say, try something new. We're not all, we're not, as people say we are, the internet says, we're not all, horrible. There's a community that we have that we love, and we'd love for you to come just explore it. I mean, even come once. If you don't like it, that's fine. But at least come once.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's something for everybody. There's all different kind of flavors and cars and mods and people, but at the end of the day, we're all likewise because we like one thing. So
I think to add to what you said, Asher, about being worried that, I'm not gonna be the best there, have the craziest right there. Every car is a canvas, dude, and I think that whenever you go to those things, it's very clear to see every driver is an artist, and every artist uses a different brush.
Yes.
There's different. Every car is a different painting. And that's why there doesn't have to be a worry about, I'm not gonna have the coolest or the best. Like, there's none of that, because there's beauty and awe in all of it.
Yeah.
They're all inspiring in their own way. Every car has a little bit of a story, even if it's just, I thought it'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's that person's story for how they're driving what they're driving today. And every story is valid.
And that's how it goes. You look and it's like, how do you paint your story, right? Some people do it in art, and some of these people, they do it in their cars. This is my story. This is how I grew up. This is what I like. This is what dad, grandpa, whoever did, and I put my little spin on it, right? And it tells that story to people of like, the type of car, right? The classics. This is what whoever had, and this is how I've always liked this car. It goes down, and sometimes it's to the very nitty gritty of rims. This is why I like this rim. It fits the aesthetic of the car, or badges, or decals even.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, there's just so many. I've seen so many cars. When we go on vacation, I try to like find cars, or if there's an event that I can maybe peek at or go see other people's cars, because it's just cool to see. Because there's different cultures, even in different parts of the country. Like not everyone's a fan of it or respects it, but like in Carolina, the guys with the trucks with the squat, like that's just what they do. I mean, that's just what they do out there, though. I mean, it's different. Or in California, you got nice weather and smooth roads, so you got a lot of stance guys out there, just people with like super clean cars. Or in Texas, you got the swing and bang guys, like
Lifted
with
trucks.
the Daytons and the candy paint, and like they got pokers on their wheels and hydraulics, and like that's just how they mod cars. You got like the donk guys, or like guys with big wheels. Like there's just so many ways
Or
you
the
can mod a
low
car.
riders.
Yeah, but like I don't mod my car in some of those niches, but like I definitely see ones where I'm like, man, that is super dope. Like that's an awesome car. So I don't know. I just definitely don't think that people should let their style or what they want to do hold them back from going to hang out with people that have different kind of cars than them,
Yeah,
'cause
for
How,
sure.
how do you find these events? Because I can never find them when I go on vacation.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Facebook is the best way. Or I mean, even maybe Twitter. I don't really use Twitter, but Facebook, I mean, you can search for events and whatever, wherever you are, and you can find a whole crap. Maybe if you use certain keywords, you can find different things, but Facebook is a good tool for that.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Now, would you mind if I asked you what your current vehicle is?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
What's your current vehicle? What you got going
so
on?
I actually have 4 cars.
Of course.
So exciting.
I've been working on my project car for a long time. I've been friends with Jared for a long time, so he knows. But I have a 2001 Lexus IS 300. It's 2JZ swapped with a single turbo setup. It's got coilovers, brake mods. I mean, everything. I've been working on it for a long time. Really just got it going again this past fall. It's put away for the winter now. I have a 2008 Civic Si sedan. It's kind of dilapidated now. It's a project that I either need to get rid of or revamp. It looked pretty good for a long time. It's just lowered with exhaust and it's got wheels. It was a daily driver. And then I have a 2010 Lexus IS 250 all-wheel drive that I pretty much drive every day. And then our family car is 2017 Lexus GX 460. So definitely a Toyota fan, I would say. I like Japanese cars. Yeah, I like Japanese cars the most. That's just been my style. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And my dad and my grandpa actually worked for a GM factory for a long time. But I never caught that vibe with American cars. It just was never something that I really got into because I felt like I seen it a lot. I don't think it's bad. I definitely respect it. I enjoy talking to the older guys about classics, but when I first saw Japanese cars and like kind of where my passion for cars came from was really the first Fast and the Furious. I want to say I was maybe 12 the first time I saw it, but after I saw it, I was just like, man,
That's what I want to do.
that's everything that I want to do. Like, I've never been into like underbody lights or anything, but I just thought the way that they modded cars on there was super cool. Like the body kits and how they made them look different, and the wheels were interchangeable, and they had like all the accents and things in the engine bay, and all the different ways that you could mod a Japanese car really made me kind of gravitate more towards those cars. But then as I got older, now they're doing the same thing to American vehicles. Like, you never really used to see like Pro Chargers or turbochargers, that kind of thing on V8s, but they're doing it now. So the car game's just gone crazy since then.
Yeah, so growing up, did you have room for project cars? Did you have like, because I know like, especially for like me, my parents say get a project car. We just don't have space.
Yeah.
I have no space to like, they say go out, go do it, but I'm like, where would I put it? And they're like, I would love for you to do it, but living in suburb Columbia, I mean, there's a house 12 feet from your house. You don't got a lot of room to do that with, and garages are full.
Yeah.
So did you have like room growing up that you could have done that with?
I had to, when I lived with my parents, I used my parents' garage, and then after I was done doing what I was doing, I might have got a couple nights in there, and then I had to finish it up and pull it out. Or I did a lot of stuff like on the street.
You gotta do.
Did a lot of stuff at other people's shops. As you grow in this community and you find people and you get to know people, sometimes they offer you a peace offering or something that is tangible, like you can use my shop space, you can use my tools, you can use my lift to do what you need to do. And as we grow, we go through life to try to have some success, no matter what you view as successful. But part of me viewing success is having a place to put my cars. So me and Sam actually have some shop space that we rent out, and there's a lift and stuff in there, and I think there's 4 cars out there right now. So I mean, that's just kind of like my place to go for me when I want to do that kind of stuff. But it took a while for me to get there, but in the meantime, I was a technician for a long time too, so I just worked on my car at work. You pull it in and do what you got to do because your toolbox is there, and that's where you have all your resources. But no, you just got to make it work, man. If that's what you want to do, you just do it any way you can.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to take it back to our previous conversation. I think it's absolutely incredible that you fell in love with JDM through the first Fast and Furious, because I fell in love with American Muscle through the first Fast and Furious.
Okay. Yeah, so you were a fan of the Charger.
Yeah, seeing Dom's Charger and seeing that big old blower, I just, oh man, it is beautiful to me. And in seeing that picture that you can paint something so beautiful yet so simple was what really excited me. The fact that that it's not, you may not have a bunch of lines, you may not have a bunch of curves, but you have your big wheels. You have your hideaway lights. You know, you have that long, low, and wide hood that just sits there, and you have that charger that sticks up and lets everyone know, hey, I'm here. You know, and that just that power that I had. And now, granted, it makes me quite sad loving American Muscle as much as I do, because I acknowledge and respect the fact that JDM has American Muscle beat in pretty much any and every category.
What made you say
On the
that,
road.
though?
I think that typically whenever you get into the older vehicles that I like, they're cars that you definitely cruise in. You definitely can hit a quarter mile, and but you don't necessarily steer them, you guide them.
Right.
Whereas a lot of JDMs are very tight. They have
Yeah.
very nice handling. They can hit those curves. They can hit those drifts. And I think it's a difference between all-wheel or front wheel and rear wheel. It's a difference in a little bit of upgraded or better handling, because they're supposed to be able to take those handles.
Absolutely.
Whereas the older vehicles I prefer, they're not meant for that. You know, they're definitely at this point in time more of a show car. So I think performance-wise, yeah, JDM, especially in the early 2000s, kind of, and after that, JDM has definitely been the go-to for, hey, I'm going to perform. Or even they have a little bit of more modding capabilities, too, you know?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I don't know. Modern muscle cars, though. I mean, you got. I don't know. I could go on and on about this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like Mustangs are very moddable. Even if you had like an
Mustang
older, you're a Mustang guy.
I'm a
Okay,
Mustang guy.
so even older Mustang chassis, I mean, there's different ways that you can make them perform that way. Now, it seems a little bit more reckless unless you have a lot of money, because they're expensive. And they're classic, so there's not like a ton of them around. But I mean, the cool thing about modern cars is you can almost make anything happen. Like, you can make anything happen as long as you have the knowledge
to do it.
and the resources. And of course, everything costs money, but you have to be able to do it. But you can do almost anything. It's insane.
I saw Tokyo Drift. I saw what they did with that Mustang.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if I would have put RB26 in it, but hey, that's resourcefulness right there.
Right?
That's the engine that he had. So
Anything can happen.
yeah,
Especially
no.
with.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially with the Fast and Furious, when I watched it, I just fell in love with the diversity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I grew up with, you know, you see your basic cars on the road. You know, you see a couple Mustangs, oh, that's cool, and you know, and then I watched that movie and I was like, where are they? Like, and I was like, there's so much more outside of. I lived in Boonville at the time. I was like, Boonville, like, this is lame.
Yeah.
You know, and then I like explored it farther and was like, the diversity between them, and then I'm like, oh, you can put other stuff on them. Like, you can mod them. And I was just, it was such an insane, like, eye-opener that I was just like, you can do so much to these vehicles to make them, you know, work how you want them to work, look how you want them to look, you know, and it was just crazy to me. It was just like an eye-opener. I was like, there's more to, like, cars than people see. You know, you just see the normal driving on the road, and then you watch that movie, and it's like, you don't know what's under that hood, those wheels, that suspension, that lights, the body work on it. It's insane.
Yeah, the average person just sees a car as like point A to point B. This is how I get around. This is how I travel. This is how I go to work. This is how I get home. But, you know, car enthusiasts see a car as like a canvas for them. Like you said, like I said, for the art, how you want to mod it, what you want it to look like, what do you want to do with it. I mean, like you said, you can build a show car. You can build an autocross car. You can build a road course car. You can build a rally car. You can build a drag car. You can build a drift car. Like, dude, it's just like endless possibilities for you to express yourself in what you want to do. And that's the coolest thing about it. So, but also, you know, even if you like a specific kind of car, I mean, I challenge any car enthusiast to say, there's one type of car that I just can't find a car that I like.
Mini Cooper.
I mean, but you don't think they look good at all? You never seen a good-looking Mini Cooper? You're like, I'd drive it.
I didn't say it didn't look good.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Right? Yeah. No, I
Mini
get that.
Coopers look good. I'll admit that. They look nice.
Yeah.
I don't like Mini Coopers.
They're just a pain in the butt to work on.
I've fixed too many Mini Coopers
Yeah,
to
I
like
get
them.
that. I'm with you. I'm not a European car fan as far as like how they're engineered, even though the performance that they're engineered for is great. Yeah, it's
I
insane.
could not agree more.
But I worked in a Japanese manufacturer most of my career, so that's what I like working on. But European cars have great performance, and they do a lot of cool things. Even from the factory, they're awesome, and there's some that I really like. I think my favorite European car is probably like an E46 M3. Like I just think they look really sick. I'm a big 2JZ fan, so a lot of people 2JZ swap them, so that's cool. But yeah, I mean, there's a car that you can probably find in any generation or time period that you like what they look like. But we're imaginative people, because when you look at a car as a car enthusiast, you don't look at it for what it looks like. You look at it for what you can make it look like.
Absolutely. So what would be your dream car all out? This is all the mods I'd want with the vehicle I want, all the money in the world. What would you go out and
That's a tough
Hard one.
yeah.
That's a hard one. So, me personally, I have a goal that I want to have a car for every platform. So, like, I want to have a rear-wheel drive car, front-wheel drive car, and all-wheel drive car. Man, that's tough, though. I would probably have to say a Lexus LFA.
Yeah.
The V10 just sounds sick.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
They look really good. They perform really good. Not necessarily drag strip wise, but they're pretty fast in a straight line. But I mean, just overall raw performance. I'm not like a big exotics guy. I guess I'm like that because, I mean, I don't put a cap on any capabilities that I have to achieve a goal. But like, I don't know if I'll ever own an exotic car, like
You
a
can't-
Lamborghini or a Ferrari or something. So I've never been someone that really aspired to do that. I just think about things relative to what I may be possibly achieve that's, I don't know, obtainable.
Yeah.
Who knows what'll happen? I might be a millionaire one day. I don't know,
And
but
especially with those cars, you can't really mod them without breaking
Oh,
them,
especially
right? You
not
have
a
to.
Ferrari.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like you see these guys who go get their cars wide bodied, and they have to go to a shop. They have to go to the manufactured shop for them to put wide body kits on some of those cars, because you can't do it on your own. There's so many complex parts and things that can fall apart, and they build those exotics so complex that you can't really do much to them.
that's a great point. I'm 100% with you. I don't let anybody touch my car for anything. So unless I have to, or like there's a scan tool that I can't use, or there's something that I have to take it somewhere, I work on my cars 100%.
Yeah.
So it's a big knock on something if I feel like I can't touch it. You know what I mean? I can have all the money in the world, but I'm still trying to turn wrenches on my own car. Like, I don't want to have to go to somebody else. So that's a great point, and that's a lot of the reason why I feel how I feel. Absolutely.
Asher, what would be your dream car? All the money in the world.
I don't know. I'd have to go with the probably the Mach 1 Mustang. My dad had one growing up. It was what year was it? It was one of the olders. It was an old one, but he found it in a field, bought it in a field, didn't know how it worked, aired up the tires and drove it home.
Love it.
And from there he fixed it. He completely tore it down and rebuilt it. But it's just, I would love those because, he sold it, unfortunately, but he still to this day wishes he would have kept it. And him and his brother had two identical ones. They had a 2-car garage but one door. So they would put a car in, jack it up, take the wheels off, put it on swivels, the swivel dollies, scoot it over, and then pull the other one in.
Nice.
And I was like, that's just one of the cars that I would just love having, because just the style of it, the American muscle behind it. It's not like it's a show car, but it's also you can put your foot down, and then suckers will move.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that would be mine. What would yours be, Chris?
Probably my current vehicle with a buttload of mods into it. 04 Mustang. I love that car. Ever since the very first time I saw a New Edge Mustang a couple of years ago, I've just been in love with them. The capabilities that they have, I mean, the possibilities they have are endless. You can do anything to that body. And I mean, what's crazy is you can take a 3.8 liter V6 Mustang from that time, and you can take a Terminator, and you can fit a 6.4 liter into that same engine bay that 3.8 was in. Because there's all that room in there. There's chance, there's opportunity. It's like the car was made saying, hey, there's room to grow. and that's awesome to me.
Yeah.
And there's so much that I could do with that car. Like, dude, it'd be incredible.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So, just based on hearing you guys, I mean, as far as your Mach 1 thing, that's something that you could do in life with your dad, and that would make it even better, you know? So, and that's just a testament of what cars and the car community and modding cars does. And then you, I mean, New Age Mustangs. I like New Age Mustangs, by the way. There's a ton of stuff that you can do to it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, are you like a straight Ford purist or?
No, no.
No, you're not.
I'm more of a Mopar guy.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to classics, something about SN95 Mustangs tops all other vehicles for me.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because a lot of people put LS motors in them now. So it's like, that's not your thing.
It's not my thing, but it's something that I admire and respect.
Yeah.
Because it's still pretty dang cool. It's not something that I'd necessarily ever do or ever own, but it's something that if I saw it, I would definitely shake the hand of whoever was driving that car.
There's a lot of really fast ones, a lot of really nice ones. I mean, there's a lot of Mustangs that are doing everything. I mean, there's crusty ones and there's like super nice ones. I mean, there's a ton of Mustangs. Mustang's a very popular car, but for a good reason. I feel like the Mustang is a very formidable car, and one of those things that you bring up though is Mustangs. You can make Mustangs do a lot. I mean, there's Mustang drift cars, drag cars, road course cars. So, I mean, you can do anything with the Mustang.
Very versatile.
It's a great platform to be versatile with, for sure.
I see a lot of drift new edges. That era specifically is they're fun to swing.
Yeah.
I'm not talking from experience.
Cool. You got any more questions for me?
You mentioned earlier the car show you do here. When is that? And what are some other little details about that people might want to know or need to know if they're interested in going to that?
And are we doing it this year?
Huh?
And are we doing it this year?
We are doing it this year. Actually, me and Mr. Monroe had a conversation about that maybe a week or two ago. So the details about it is you guys are the judges. You guys picked we made the classes. So it's been like this for we missed a year because of COVID, unfortunately. But most of it, we're trying to get more students. So it'd be cool if you guys could really pioneer that this year. I would love that. But we really want it to be about the students and what they want to see. It's kind of like an open thing. Like there's not like super specific classes, but there's classes where people can fit into it. We've been doing it with Your Pie. They've been nice enough to give us their lot and their space, and then they give us some of the proceeds from the money for people that buy food. So if you don't have a car to enter or you don't donate, you can at least go and have lunch with your family, and then some of the money comes from that. In the past couple of years, we've taken that money and we've given it to whoever is deemed the best student in the program from that year that's a senior. So if you're going to college, you can get the money in a college fund, or if you're going to technical college, we'll take that money and help you buy tools.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So the kids would be the judge. Would kids be able, or kids, would the students be able to enter their own vehicles into those?
I would love for a student to enter their own vehicle. I mean, this is the new generation of car enthusiasts. I mean, when I was a senior in high school, that's all I thought about is like how I was going to go to college and get money so I can buy my car somewhere. Like that is absolutely what I wanted to do. So, I mean, you guys are the next generation of what's to come and what's coming. So, I think it'd be cool if you guys could, get your car together and mod it and make it show worthy and clean it up and, put it out there that you're proud of it, no matter, where it's at in the phase of where you want it to be. But I mean, I showed my car when I was young and I never won anything, but I had it clean. I had it clean. I had it ready.
I won the cleanliness
I
award.
took care of it. Yeah. So, it was good things for me to learn, about detailing my car and like modding and making it what I wanted. And, and then I just went out there and I was proud to show it. So I feel like you guys should do the same.
For sure. Is there cost of admission to either just get in and watch or to enter your vehicle into the show?
At the Career Center show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've been doing $20 for admission. And there's a lot of cool raffle prizes too. So like if you guys buy raffle tickets, not you guys, but anybody that comes, if you buy raffle tickets, that goes for the cause. We've had Ford there before. We had ASE there before. We've had stuff donated from different businesses and different companies. Last year we had like some go-kart stuff.
That's cool.
Try to remember, it all runs together. But we had some really good raffle prizes last year. Oh, we had some Formula Drift tickets last year.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Jared does a great job with that kind of stuff. And, you know, we try to find people to contribute to get cool stuff just to bring more people in. But, I mean, obviously we're doing it for you guys and the continuation of this program because it's important. I mean, people are always going to need technicians and people to work on their vehicles and people that are interested. Or, you know, maybe this, you know, sparks the fuel for you to figure out what it is that you want to do with the rest of your life. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just helps you to where you have some basic car knowledge so that you can help take care of yourself and your vehicle, you know, as you go through life. Just keep that fire going. Yeah,
That's awesome.
absolutely. But I didn't answer your question about when it was going to be. I think we usually shoot for May.
May? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good time. We try to do it before the seniors graduate and leave town, and we try to beat Mizzou graduation. So, like, somewhere in there is most likely when it will be, or early June, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Are there any social medias you would like to plug so that anyone could check you guys out if they'd like to, either your personal or Como Car Cultures?
Yeah, so to be honest, I don't add everybody on my personal Facebook page just because
Understood.
There'd be a lot
I
of
like
people.
to know people.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely check out Como Car Culture. So there's two different pages. We have like a community page, which is like the actual group where you can interact with other enthusiasts. You can post your car, you can ask questions, you can troll people if that's what you want to do. I mean, you can do anything on there. And then we have like another page, which is, I don't know if it's like a business style page where we just kind of like have it there and you can follow it and we like post updates on when things are going to be and things like that. And some people that don't necessarily want to be on Como Car Culture or don't feel like comfortable talking on there, like they'll message us privately and we can answer your questions there.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool that you guys take that time to interact with the people who do have further questions, you know, that they don't really feel comfortable sharing in that group yet. You know, it's
Yeah.
cool that you guys are taking that time and effort to help usher people into the community. You know, that's really cool.
Yeah, one thing Como Car Culture's done for me is I'm just like a car encyclopedia. Like if you have a question about a car or who can fix this or where I should go for this or where can I find this or where should I buy this or, you know, who does this? And I don't really have a lot of favorites. I mean, I just pick who does, you know, the good work and who can help people out, but we can tell you. I mean, the members can tell you, we can tell you. You know, you can find friends on the page that you want to talk to about, they can tell you. I mean, there's just, if you need something about a car and you're open-minded and, you know, ready to have a good educated conversation, there's a lot that you can learn from Como Car Culture.
I love how it's just a
Awesome.
community. You know, it's
Yeah.
just, again, y'all give back to the community. Y'all are the community, right? You guys, it's not just uptight or in this clique.
Yeah.
It's, we're giving money back. You come watch our car, or come look at our cars. Come just be a part. And we won't, and it's like you said, people can text you separately and say, hey, I got a question about this. What's your opinion on it? You know, and you guys are just ready to give back to the community. It's not just holding this information all for me and what I can do. It's how can we further inspire you to make your vehicle better, make your knowledge better in cars.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you watch this and you're out there and you're thinking about coming to a Como Car Culture meet or you've never been before and you feel uncomfortable, if I'm there, come find me. I'm a very large human. You can't miss me. I would love to talk to you, love to show you around, make you feel comfortable, make you want to get out and do more with cars. But, I mean, that's what it's really all about.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I think that is about all we have. Thank you once again very much for coming and sitting down with us today and talking about this stuff. It was really nice getting that point of view, you know, and that sense of, I don't know, that understanding the sense of community that you guys are trying to establish. It's really powerful and enlightening and yeah, I appreciate it a lot that you were willing to come share that with us and with all the people who are going to watch this.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, if that's not the vibe that you're getting, I mean, everybody doesn't embark the same I don't know what you say, morals or how they feel, but they also aren't the ones that like pioneered this community. So if you have any concerns or you feel a certain way about it, you can always direct it towards an admin or somebody else in the community that's pretty prominent, that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
We don't shy away from people, and as long as you're not being ridiculous, we're very open-minded about, you know, your concerns or your questions or how you feel, or even if you just want to ask us anything. So feel free.
Definitely. Thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah.
And go check out their Facebook.
Yeah.
And go check them out.
Check out Como Car Culture on Facebook. Make sure to keep a look at that for events coming up and for the car show. It's gonna be pretty cool, and like we heard, it's gonna be for a good cause, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. Thank you all. It's been fun. Bye.
See ya.
We're out.